Howdy, I'm newblinky and welcome to my survival Minecraft world. Last time I set up a starter house, made a farm so I have food to eat, and took a pretty photo of the starter base to turn into a painting in my Minecraft world. But this episode, I'm wanting to put down the iron tools in exchange for something shinier, which by the end of the episode will be glimmering as well. Well, welcome back to my survival world. We're already on episode 2. And if you didn't quite catch it from the intro, today I want to start enchanting stuff. And of course, upgrade all of my iron stuff to diamond. But if you've played this game before, which if you're watching this video, I'm going to assume you are familiar with Minecraft, you need sugarcane before you can start enchanting. And if you watched episode 1, you'll know that I don't have any sugarcane yet. So I'm just going to go around and collect some so I can start a farm back at the base. Dang, 4 tall sugarcane, surely that's rare. The plan is that I'm going to put this sugarcane farm up on the side of the mountain, and I'll probably put some coarse dirt underneath it because I reckon that'll actually look pretty cool from a distance, being able to see the sugarcane sort of sprinkling down the mountain. So we'll go and get started on some planting, but if I want to use coarse dirt, first I'm going to have to get a little bit more gravel. What an exciting way to start episode 2. So anyway, I'll start replacing some of this dirt with coarse dirt and then get some water in, which is probably going to be the tricky part, and then come back and plant some sugarcane across this mountain. So you might be thinking to yourself, what an inconvenient way to be farming sugarcane. And in the first instance, I would definitely agree with you because yeah, this is pretty annoying having to move around the mountain like this. But when you look at it from here, it looks pretty cool. And granted, you do have to be kind of far away from it before you can actually appreciate how cool it looks. But as far as I'm concerned, this is better than just a flat sugarcane farm because I don't really need heaps of it just yet. And by the time I do need heaps of it, I'm probably just going to make a redstone farm for it anyway. So for the early game, I reckon this is a pretty cool option. And because this is all planted in now, the sugarcane can continue growing while I get started on some other stuff. Speaking of getting started on some other stuff, I think it's time I go through my goals for this episode. Goal 1, of course, is going to be going mining and upgrading all of my tools and armor to diamond. For goal 2, I want to build an enchanting house, and I've got my eyes set on that Cherry Grove mountain over there. And then for goal 3, what would that enchanting house be without having the ultimate enchantment setup? But for now, I think I'm ready to go and get some diamonds. And I reckon that cave that I was mining in back on episode 1 is going to be a good place to start looking for some. Because damn, this thing looks like it's going to be pretty big. Well, let's see how lucky I can get, shall we? Well, now that I've got the cave lit up a little bit, I can start to mine some of these ores, but I'm probably not at a low enough Y level just yet to be running into diamonds. Oof. Creeper creeping up on me like that? That's crazy. Ooh, diamonds. Okay, I must have walked right past that. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Awesome. So that means that I can at least get a pickaxe to start with. Probably the most important thing because I need to be able to get some obsidian to make an enchanting table. More diamonds that I've walked straight past. And only one that time. That's okay though. I've unfortunately also done well enough to not bring anywhere near enough torches, so I've had to go up in the Y levels to get to coal layer and mine a bit more to make more torches. And more diamond. See, that's why you always mine the ores, because sometimes they lead you to diamonds. Things are definitely going well for me. Creeper gets me stuck in gravel. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, first death was to a creeper. But not just that, a creeper that suffocated me in gravel. That's a pretty comical way to have gone, I can't lie. That diamond armor wouldn't have helped me there either. Maybe if I had a shovel, but doesn't matter anyway, I should be able to get my stuff back. I don't know if I've ever died like that playing Minecraft before. Okay, and so my stuff should be just through here. Yeah, this pile of gravel. This is my deathbed. Now this is some real Minecraft archaeology. I'm going to be digging up some pretty good loot through here. Oh man. At least I won't have lost anything by dying that way. It is all worth it in the end though. I must say, now that I've lost my shield, I definitely feel a lot more exposed. I honestly don't know if I can be bothered making a furnace just to get another shield though. Oh, so many jump scares down here. Far out. Just realized I got an iron ingot from killing that zombie just before. Okay, well maybe I can be bothered making a shield if I don't have to smelt the iron. Heading back to the surface for a pit stop, because even though I have 27 diamonds, I still need more diamonds, precious. Well, I haven't ventured down here. Definitely haven't ventured down here. 5 diamonds and then some more. Okay. This was not that far off the path that I'd taken last time. And I also have not ventured past this little lava pool yet. I don't know if it was ever true or not, but I always remember thinking that you would always find diamonds near lava pools. I followed the lava and I found some diamonds, but nowhere near the actual lava pool itself, so can neither confirm or deny what I was just saying about lava pools and diamonds. But having found another 14 brings our total up to 41 now, I think, if I'm doing my math right, which 41 diamonds is going to be plenty for what I wanted to do. So down in the caves, I would consider goal 1, to be completed. Yeah, don't do the third person talking to the camera thing at home. I shall just go retrieve my belongings, but yeah, goal 1 is definitely completed. So given goal 2 is going to be building a spire thing for this enchantment setup, I am definitely going to need to go and get some materials. The color palette that I have in mind is probably like a grey color at the base coming up into a white. So I want to build with diorite and calcite, which calcite can be a little bit annoying to get because you either need to get it on those stony mountains, I can't remember what the biome's actually called, or you can be drip fed it by tearing down geodes underground, which geodes aren't necessarily that easy to come by either. I'm hoping that my instinct is right in saying that those stony peaks, maybe is what it's called, spawn near acacia biomes. And yeah, hopefully I can tear down a bunch of calcite up around here, and then I can go mining near the base to get some diorite, andesite, cobblestone, and I'm thinking an amethyst roof, which, well yeah, I'll be tearing down a couple of geodes for that anyway, won't I? After having no luck in the savannah, I went to a nearby village to have a quick loot and sleep through the night. I then decided to keep going up into the mountains, where I was lucky enough to stumble onto a stony peak. I know I say it a lot, but damn, ask and you shall receive. What are the chances? Well, considering how fast this stuff mines, I may as well just try and like fill up my inventory. Like there's heaps of it here, so I can come back if I need more, but yeah, may as well get as much as I can while I am here. Definitely all stocked up on calcite for now. So now all I need to get is some andesite, diorite, and maybe a little bit of cobblestone. And well, there's plenty of all of that down in my little cave. And of course, I just remembered I said I want to make the roof out of amethyst, so I'm going to have to tear this geode apart. Well, with an inventory full of stone and a stone cutter in hand, I'm going to head over there and start on this spire. And someone please remind me to do a staircase up this mountain. Not entirely sure where is going to be best for this spire, but I definitely want it to be visible from my starter base. So maybe if I put it somewhere around here, it should be visible up through the trees, which would look cool, but not entirely visible to make it, you know, too obvious that I'm putting it here just to look at. I can start to place in the shape, and then if it turns out that I do need to get rid of some trees, then I can do that. If it wasn't immediately obvious by the fact that I was using the term spire that I wanted to make this thing a circle, then here you go, it's going to be a circle. Looks like I am going to have to chop down at least a couple of trees, but I'll probably replant them just to give this thing a bit more coverage in the foreground when I'm looking from over at my starter base. And honestly, I hadn't really given much thought as to what I was going to make the floor of this out of, but now that I've got some cherry wood, I'm thinking it could be cool just to fill it in with cherry planks. Nothing too over the top, and it'll tie in with the biome. And considering I've got a purple roof, pink probably isn't the worst color either. So with the floor in, I can start to think about a doorway for this front entrance, which something just like that will probably be plenty, I think. And so then that means that I want to build up to this height at this width. And then from here, I want to bring the spire in by one so that the walls above this will be 2 blocks smaller in diameter. Anyway, enough talking, I'll just go and fill it all in. Lucky me, I'm already having to come back for a pit stop to get some more stone. But it does mean I get to look at the positioning of this thing. And yeah, I reckon I'm putting it in the right spot, to be honest. Don't really want it to be centered on the mountain. Give some visual interest over to the right as it starts to taper off. And by the time this thing's fully built, it is definitely going to be something interesting to look at over in the distance. I'm thinking I've got this thing at a height where I'm happy to put a floor in for where the enchanting area is going to go. Because I'm thinking probably going to be, I don't know, maybe another 4 or 5 blocks taller for the enchanting area, and then the spire on top of that. A little bit hard to judge, but that scale feels right. Honestly, what I can probably do is sort of put a bit of a facade on this thing. And then this roof is probably going to be a little bit tricky, but I'll give it a go at least on the front part, and then I can go back over there and see how it looks. First impressions from down here, very flat face, so I will definitely need to work on that by putting in something to break up the flat texture. Honestly, from over at the base, it doesn't look that bad though. The top kind of looks a little bit like a crayon, I'm not going to lie. But I reckon shaping the flat face will probably help to make that look a bit better. So I do reckon I'm going to go ahead with this design. Well, I just put my head down and locked in for a couple of hours because I wasn't entirely convinced on the shape of it. I decided to bring it up a little bit higher and give a bit of a jut out at the top. The roof is pretty much still the same, and then I've added a little bit of depth to the faces so it's not just a straight pillar. But oh my goodness, I am very happy with how this thing has come out, which technically I would say that is goal 2 completed. And so now I can move on to goal 3, which is a little bit of a funny one because what exactly is an ultimate enchanting setup? I have been pondering this myself, and the first obvious answer would be, well, you need a level 30 enchantment setup. But then on top of that, I also want to have an anvil refilling station and a decent XP farm nearby. So of course, what else can I work on now but get books to make bookshelves to get that level 30 enchantment setup. And the paper is not going to be the hard bit to come by. You know, because this is actually so time consuming, I think I've made up my mind that I'm just going to go and adventure around to find some cows. It will most likely be a lot quicker. So I've got 6 leather back at the base, meaning I'm pretty sure I only need to get 31 more leather, 36 for the bookshelves, and 1 for the enchantment table. Which hopefully that number is actually correct. And don't worry, I don't discriminate. I'm not only going to go for cows, because Smallish Beans has opened my eyes to the leather profit making potential of horses. Well, that was a lot quicker than if I was to wait around for cows to grow up and keep breeding them. To everyone in the comments, please don't tell B-dubs. He doesn't even know who I am. I don't want him to hate me. Well, that has made this a lot quicker. Already got 3 obsidian, and of course I've got the diamonds. So I just need to take my diamond pick and get 1 extra obsidian so that I can put my enchantment setup up in the top of this spire. So I can make an enchanting table and place down my bookshelves. Okay, cool. I don't know why, but for some reason I thought this setup got me level 30. My math was wrong. Okay, that's good. I'm thinking that means I must need a bookshelf in these 3 corners as well. Back to get some more leather, I guess. And I should now be able to get level 30 enchantments. The next thing I need to work on is an XP farm, and I'm thinking that that's going to go in the basement, but I need an LA, or 2 or 3, or maybe even 4 or 5. But, you know, I don't actually have an LA yet, so I'm going to go exploring and see if I can find a pillager outpost. And look at what's rendering in over on the horizon. Hopefully they have some LAs there. It doesn't look like they have any cages around. I did not realize these things could actually generate without the cages on the outside. Well, I may as well get the loot while I'm here. Smithing template. It's pretty good. Can he hit the water bucket clutch? Oof. Too skilled. Too skilled. Alright, well, I'll keep looking out for another pillager outpost then. Just came over this mountain and I've run into another one. Ooh, I see a little blue guy over there. Okay. Much better luck this time. 2 LAs. Okay. Well, I'll quickly loot their tower first. I don't particularly want to let the LAs out and then have them die on me. A goat horn this time. That's pretty cool. Oh, it's the coolest sounding one too. Okay, so now I've just got to stealthily get over to the LAs, let them out, and give them something to hold each so they follow me. I don't think I can be shot if I'm in here, but the little guy is running away from me before I gave him something to hold on to. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Please follow me. Come with me. Come with me. Pretty sure they have regen, so it hopefully won't be too bad. Yep, cool. They're both following me. Let's get out of here before we die to a heck ton of arrows. Well, now that I've got these 2 back here and trapped back in cages, unfortunately for them, I need to go and get some other stuff from the nether so I can rebuild a ruined portal, grab some soul sand, some blaze rods, and nether wart. Well, now that I have the basement mostly set up, it's all dug out, I sort of just need to clear a bit more room so that I can get up and down the stairs more freely. I can start on this XP farm. Gonna have to let both of the LAs out, and something tells me this is gonna be a struggle to get them both into this thing. Nice, okay, cool. So before I continue setting this thing up, I need to duplicate these 2. Banger. I have now duplicated these little guys so that there should be 16 of them in here. And then I can finish off the farm by placing a composter with an armor stand. And then we can give this thing a go with one of our infestation potions. 1 potion did me pretty well there. Up to level 36 already. Went through 1 and a bit stone swords on the way. So that's going to leave me with only 1 more thing to do to complete goal 3. And I know I said I wanted to make an anvil refiller, but after looking at how big the things are, I don't really have enough space in here to make a non-compact redstone machine. So I'll do the next best thing, and I'll fill up a barrel with anvils when I actually have enough iron to do that. And so I would consider that goal 3 completed. With now a silk touch, efficiency 4, unbreaking 3 pickaxe. Which can only mean one thing for the remainder of this episode. That's right, taking a photo for the painting for episode 2. But first, I want to give a massive shout out to my channel members, Lurked and Dude Mr. Guy. Your continued support really helps me to keep making videos just like these. Thanks heaps! Earlier in the episode when I was heading back to the base across this water, I sort of thought that trying to frame this thing through the trees is probably going to look really cool. I can't lie, I am finding this one a little bit trickier to frame than episode 1, but I do think I quite like this composition. Although I am wondering if it could be worth doing a vertical painting for this one. Same angle, effectively the same shot as what I was just looking at, except just put it in a vertical frame instead. I think this might take the cake. Now that I've worked my magic and loaded it in. Oh, that is so cool. I can look out the window or look at this gorgeous painting just here. This is never going to get old. Such a cool idea. Well, thanks heaps for tuning into episode 2. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and I will catch you in the next one.